So today I wanted to use some of I have some upcoming digital downloads that'll be available in my shop, and I kind of wanted to use some of them so you could see. Oh, this is a friend's digital download. Anyways, I have some of these that I'm going to be working with. I thought maybe I would do a couple videos and show you how I'm going to use them. So this one comes with 4 girls. I think it's this girl, and that's the same girl, guys. Let's see. Maybe it only comes with 3, but I thought it came with 4. I think there is a 4th one. Where is she? It's this one. Sorry. So it comes with this girl. Oh, there she is behind there, and these 2. So I've played with the skin tone on some of them, and so these ones have the same skin tone. I'm not good at darker skin tones, but I love this vintagey skin tone. See, like this is bright and shiny and whatever, but I loved this because I was trying to play with a darker skin tone, which I can draw a darker skin tone easier than I can paint one. So I'm still working on it. So that's a work in progress, and I'm gonna do some because I have darker skin. You can't tell here, but when I'm in the sun, I have darker skin. And my granddaughter has darker skin, and so I'm really sensitive to having darker skinned things. Like if I'm gonna do a figure, I want to have one with darker skin. So that's something that I'm going to work on. I think that it will be a good challenge for me anyways. But so I did love her. She had like a vintagey look, that it had been aged. And I actually put these, overlaid them over music paper, and I love that. So anyways, so these are these girls. And then here we go. Sorry, I'm gonna put these away. And so then I wanted to work in this little Rainbow Sigmund journal that I bought from her. And I thought she has like this yummy papers in her journals, and they are, this is one of the things that I really love about them, is the words are upside down, and because I do this in my journals too, and it's my favorite thing when you come across something and the words are upside down. And she has random maps, all kinds of fun, luscious papers in here. Anyway, so I wanted to use this one, but I also have these others that I can access, but I was thinking I wanted to do these girls. So I'm going to get my poop in a group here, and I'll meet you guys back here, and we will create on this. I think I'm going to use this layout. So I will meet you back here, and we will start creating. Okay, so one of my new goals is to just grab some supplies and see if I can't kind of layer by layer only use what I put out. So for this layer, I'm going to use my acrylic. I keep them in this toothpaste container because I don't want to mix them up with my watercolor. Because here, I'll show you. So I have a little bin with my favorite watercolor brushes, and I just kind of stick this in here because it's my acrylic brushes. And so I have that. I have the Stabilo All, which I have to have. And this is a pencil that Robin Marie made me, and I love it. It's super cute. And so I have this one, and I've been using it to scribble on. I have 2 of them. One she gave me and one I bought, and I just love them. They're so much fun. There's something about creating with something that's funky and fun. So have those. Speaking of funky and fun, the Stabilo Woodies, and I just pulled out a few colors, and I was lacking some kind of pink or red, so I grabbed one of those. But there's a gold, there's a brownish color, a green, and the black. So I've got a couple of these, and so for this first layer, that's what I'm going to be working on. And I also have some water. And what I do with the woodies is I just kind of wet them and kind of just do some scribbling, and then I'll take my finger and kind of move them around. I don't know, I just adding something, just some kind of scribbles and This needs to be sharpened. Man, I didn't realize I used this so much. I guess I did. I haven't used it in a while, so I thought it was not so used, but it is. Well, wow. See, I love this one because it has that big tip. Because I use this one, when I use this one that way, I have to like scribble them, and which is not a big deal because I love a good scribble, but sometimes it's nice just to have that ability to just stamp out a big circle. So it's kind of nice. I forgot how much I love that black one. Anyway, so just mark making everywhere. Kind of random, and I'm like, I really am trying to embrace the abstract always. It's not a goal that ever goes away for me because I always want to control things. So I try to hold my pencil or any kind of item that I'm working with. I tried to hold it from the back so that I'm not in so much control of things, because otherwise I control freak it, right? So I'm just wanting to add some. So this is something that I'm going to show you in a second that I love about Stabilo Woodies. Well, Stabilo anything is that whenever you're using them, I lay them down and I monkey with them, and then I will get an actual paper towel and blot the excess water off just to see what is left over. This is a Dina Wakley magenta scribble sticks. I like her scribble sticks. I like to dip them in water just like I do anything else that's like water soluble. It makes it kind of easier for me, you know. I don't know. I don't ever use them just dry because, like, okay, it's hard to even show you there because it's not even, it's still, because it's kind of wet, it's still doing it. But I just think that they're more fluid. I like them better whenever they're. So scribbles, I've laid down some color there. Okay, somewhere close to me I had a paper towel. I use the same paper towel for everything. I've had it for months and I like it. So I just like dauber this off, get all the excess off. Then I go back in with this guy and add some scribbles, some more little things going on here. Then, oh yeah, gotta do that. Gotta add my little circles with that. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I've grabbed some paints and I just have the Nickel Azo Green Gold. If you're familiar with me, you know that these are never too far from me. And then the Titanium White. And so when I'm looking, so like if you're a journaler that layers, like you work in layers, you have a process that you do. For me is that I kind of look at this and I think, okay, there is a lot of black here because I went a little crazy with the Stabilo, which I love, and I think it's still a little wet, but I'm still going to use it. But anyways, I just think maybe it needs some brightening up. So I'm going to use some white. And what I do is I'm just going to lay this on my underpaper here and use it from there. And I'm just going to use this foam brush and this little square. What is this? It says it's a blender. And I don't use this as a blender. I just use this as whatever I want to use it as. So first we're going to take and we're just going to add some little marks with this brush, which is what I use. I like it for mark making. I think it's kind of fun. It can do a couple of different marks, you can see there. And then I did a bad thing. I used the heat gun a little bit to dry this. Got too close and it kind of warped my page a little bit, but it's just adding some texture, I guess. So I'm gonna add some marks here and some marks there and just some random little marks there. Okay, then I'm gonna take this guy and make some other marks. this doesn't really matter so much in the scheme of things, but I just like making marks. It's relaxing to me, and so I don't like skipping this step. I just think that playing in your paint for a minute is therapeutic, and I think it's good practice. You find the marks that you like, you find the marks that you really hate, and you know what to do and what not to do again. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And you can use stencils, you can use other mark making tools, whatever you want to do this step. But for me right now, I'm really digging just being able to play in the paint and do what I want to with it without having a pre-designed stencil for right now. Anyways, that changes daily because I love stencils. So, and if you're familiar with me, you know that I do love stencils. But today I'm not using them. So for those of you that don't have any stencils or don't like them, maybe it's good for you today. All right, so I'm gonna, there we go. So I like that. And I also think I'm going to take the little Posca pen here, and it's too easy for me to grab more supplies. I would say, don't get into that. I always say I'm going to use limited supplies, but when I say that, just know that I'm always going to use a Posca pen. This one's running dry, so I'm just going to dip in that paint and use the tip as the, and what I'm doing here is just kind of adding some marks. Then, you know what happens to me is I'll sit here and take the time to make these marks, and then I will cover it with some clip art, and I'll be like, why did I do that? Well, because I needed it in the moment. You just kind of know that it's under there and you're okay with it, I guess. That's kind of how I feel anyways. So I just kind of add some marks. I'm mad that this Posca, it's probably because the paint's wet. But I have a hard time grabbing a new Posca, so a lot of my Poscas are really dry right now. So I just, what I do is I'll use the tip when they're out and use the tip in the acrylic paint a lot and add some marks. And then I have to remember which ones I do this with, because it's really irritating whenever you've done this with like 3 of them and they're the only 3 that you have. Instead of just going and grabbing a new one, you just keep using the old ones. So anyways, here we go. Oh, I like this little swirl here. I didn't notice that until it tipped upside down. So I'm going to accentuate this little squiggle line here with some dots, and the other side here too. And then see, it quickly brightens this whole thing up by just adding a little bit of white. And then you still have that grungy background that I love. Gotta love the Stabilo. It's so good for helping with that grungy background in a quick pinch. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna let this dry and we'll come back and add some more layers. Maybe, we'll see. All right, so I have put down those colors that I had, and I also added a little bit of this Dina Wakley fuchsia. And I think I'm gonna mix a little bit into the white to make it just a little bit lighter. I am not gonna clean off this brush after I use it. I'll probably go right into these other colors and see what I can't muster up there. Here we go. I don't know, just loosely playing. There was like flowers there, so I thought, well, maybe we can find them again. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of this other here. To add. And whenever I'm art journaling, if I make a mistake, it's like, oh well, it's a mistake. You get over it, you move on. So if you add something or do something you don't exactly love, it's not the end of the world. Like, especially after you start adding some details into things, things quickly change. So once this dries, you take your Posca and then also your clip art, and things change in a positive way very quickly, I feel like. So you can salvage things. That's the beauty of acrylic too, that I love, is that you can paint over it or you can salvage fairly easily. So I'm just adding little bits of color here and there. I'm gonna go in here with this. I'm gonna need to unclip that because I was thinking, there we go. Just kind of adding little bits everywhere. All right, I think I may let this dry and we will go from there. All right, I'll meet you back here. All right, I started doodling before I turned on the camera, so now I'm turning on the camera and I am taking the Stabilo and just kind of adding some line work. And then I'm going in with the paintbrush with some water and just kind of loosening up those sparks. And again, this all might get covered. You never know. Whenever I start doing some things, they might get covered up, but I still like playing in the layer. There's something about it. All right. We're gonna let this dry, and then, you know what, I'm gonna maybe pat it off and see if I can't just give it a little shot of heat to okay, it's kind of messy and lovely. I cleaned off my brush there so that I didn't waste any paint. I hate wasting paint. So, and I'm just going to take the pencil and add some random scribbles. I always wonder, can anybody even see whenever you do this? But there's something satisfying about it, so I don't care. I do it anyways. All right. So there's that. Now let's look at our clip art. So I'm thinking, and again, these are available in my shop, but I'm thinking a smaller girl. So I printed them half size and then quarter size. So I filled the page with 2 of them, and then I filled the page with 4 of them just to get some different sizes to see, depending on what journals I use, would make, you know, help me decide which size I would use. And since this journal is small, I'm thinking I'm going to do this one. I actually kind of like her. Let's do her. When I drew her, I didn't like her, but then that's the funny thing about it. You start using them in a journal and then you're like, and I already sticky backed them. I ran them through the sticker maker. But you start using them and you're like, oh, I actually like you. You never know. So I'm going to put her there, I think, which I probably should have thought about that before I just laid her down, but that's what we're doing. And then I'm going to grab some scraps here, see if I can't find, I have these little drawers, and then I have like the size on the front of them that kind of helps me out a little bit when I'm starting to look through and see if I want, what size I want. I like the colors on this one. Ooh, look at that. I didn't think I had any of that. Maybe we'll do that. And lay maybe right there. Maybe. And thinking adding a piece here. So this is going to be like an easy peasy one. So I'm also going to have these in my shop, and they're just different words, and I think there's 3 different sets, and each of my clip arts are $2.50 a piece, and so they pretty inexpensive, but it helps whenever you're creating things, just to be able to have some options, I guess. Renew? No. Let's do... So there's just like all kinds of different words in here, so I'm kind of trying to find the right one. Let's do bliss. That's a fun word, right? Ooh, you know what? Maybe like that with... I love this grungy piece. I just think I want to use it somewhere so bad. I haven't been able to find anywhere to use it. It's still not going to work there. I will find a place for you, I promise. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of trim this. I just cut them quickly to throw them in my little package, knowing that later I was going to have to cut them to size anyways. So there we go. And then maybe just rip that piece here, there, and make it. Okay. And then guess what I'm going to do? Use my little sticker maker. This thing comes in super handy. I actually accidentally got an extra one of these, so I might be doing a giveaway with it, with that extra one I accidentally ordered. I thought I was just ordering refills, and I ordered another one of these. So I'm like, maybe I will do a giveaway and give it away to somebody. Since I use it all the time, might be a good idea to give one away. So be looking for that, because since I announced it just now, it'll happen actually. So be looking for that. All right, let's see. So we liked this down on the bottom, so I'm gonna grab it. With vintage paper, when you run it through the sticker maker, you have to kind of be gentle, and I forget to be gentle. So remember to be gentle. It doesn't like to be ripped too hastily. It just thinks that that's rude. So I want more of a collar. I work so hard on their collars. They're my biggest hang up is the collars. So I don't want to cover it up. You understand, right? Let's do it this way. And then less. There you go. Now let's find a Posca that doesn't have that. See, this one's probably one of those that I've run right over the Stabilo because it has a little black in it. I need to learn patience. Like, it just needs to be something that needs to happen at some point. It might save me some heartache. And those around me too, probably. So I just add some scribbly lines, definition to some of the things that I've scribbled on here. And then I saw this and I was thinking maybe even adding some line work to this. Might be fun. And then these. All right, we're gonna call her done. That was a pretty quick layout, but there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you subscribe and check out my shop for all. I'm going to be doing so many new digital downloads, so check that out. Thank you for playing along, watching. Tag me if you use any of the clip art. I would love to see it, or if you use some of my ideas, just let me know. Bye.